If you're going to go at a legend, you better not miss. As we know, Angel Reese come out this week. She absolutely crushed her own teammates into the dust, and she even decided to go after a legend, the legendary Courtney Vandersloot, who, of course, blew out her ACL at the beginning of the season, and she is in the midst of making a comeback. And, of course, Angel Reese made some comments that were...
What happens when a rising star, fueled by ego and media hype, decides to publicly challenge a living legend on their own team? The Chicago Sky's 2025 season has devolved from a rebuilding year into a spectacular slow-motion implosion, and the epicenter of this disaster has been a shocking and unprecedented attack. Nothing, however, could have truly prepared the league for the moment Angel Reese, a player struggling to find her footing, aimed her frustrations directly at Courtney Vandersloot, one of the most decorated and universally respected veterans in the history of the WNBA. This wasn't just a simple disagreement. It was a calculated shot across the bow that revealed a deep fracture within the team and raised serious questions about the future of its supposed cornerstone. The fallout from this single act of disrespect would send shockwaves far beyond the confines of the team's locker room.
Yeah. At this point, it's over. That whole Sky Barbie thing, that thing is over. Angel Reese is done in Chicago. They're going to move on. They have to. With what Courtney Vandersloot just came back and said, Courtney Vandersloot just smoked Angel Reese. And you know who else is going in on Angel Reese? You got Nightcap with Unk and Ocho, Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson going in on this Angel Reese situation. She didn't think it was going to go this way. This went all the way in left field. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
What should have been a completely unremarkable routine media interview quickly spiraled into a jaw-dropping public spectacle. Instead of discussing game strategy or team dynamics, Angel Reese seized the moment to launch a thinly veiled, yet deeply personal character assassination of Courtney Vandersloot. To fully grasp the audacity of this move, one must understand Vandersloot's towering stature in the league, a five-time All-Star, a two-time champion who has won on multiple teams, and the second leading assist producer the WNBA has ever seen. She is a floor general of the highest order, a player whose entire career has been defined by making others better. For a young, struggling player to publicly question such a figure's resolve and future was not just bold, it was a staggering breach of unwritten professional conduct, and the league's response would prove to be as swift as it was devastating.
With the Liberty. And I mean this when I say this, Jeff Pagliocca does not give two fucks about the star power of Angel Reese. As well as that, it's not like a Caitlin Clark star power where having Angel Reese on your team instantly improves your city's economy. Having Caitlin Clark on your team improves your city's economy. Having Angel Reese on your team doesn't do any of that. It does not do any of that. However, this Courtney Vandersloot is someone that Angel Reese has. She was the one player Angel Reese name dropped in her thing about basically saying she's not good. She's not going to be good enough.
Let's dissect the core of this stunning betrayal with absolute clarity. Angel Reese, a second-year player whose on-court performance has been marked more by glaring regression and inefficiency than by any meaningful progression, had the unmitigated gall to publicly question whether Courtney Vandersloot could mount a successful comeback from a devastating ACL injury, specifically citing her age as a prohibitive factor. This wasn't a private whisper in the locker room or a frustrated comment caught on a hot mic. It was a deliberate statement made to the press designed to undermine the team's most revered leader at her most vulnerable moment. It was a move that went beyond simple trash talk, displaying a shocking lack of empathy and a fundamental misunderstanding of the grit and determination that defines a legendary career like Vandersloot's. The layers of disrespect were about to be peeled back even further.
Angel Reese will be lucky if she has a third of the career that Courtney Vandersloot has had. And by the way, this has only been out maybe an hour, and I'm seeing responses from Angel Reese fans. They are some of the ugliest, nastiest ghetto thug responses. I'm going to keep it real. Responses I've ever seen in my life. People have calling her Courtney a bitch, a hoe. I mean, I shit you not. That's the level of response Angel Reese fans have given this NBA legend.
The sheer unadulterated irony of this situation is so thick, it's almost suffocating. Here we have Angel Reese, a player on a team with a losing record, attempting to lecture a woman who is the very definition of championship pedigree. Courtney Vandersloot didn't just play on a winning team. She was the driving force that guided the Chicago Sky to their first and only WNBA title in 2021. As if that wasn't enough, she then immediately transitioned to the New York Liberty and was a key component in helping that franchise capture its first ever championship in 2024. Vandersloot literally has more championship rings than Reese has seasons with a winning record. To put it in perspective, this is the equivalent of a high school JV player holding a press conference to seriously question whether Michael Jordan, in his prime, had the mental fortitude to play through an injury because he was getting too old. The absurdity is breathtaking, but the veteran's response was about to be a masterclass in quiet power.
The Chicago Sky, they might be saying to themselves, Angel Reese just isn't worth the headache that she is causing. Great rebounder. As for everything else, she's not worth the headache that she's causing. She's going to call out the organization. She's going to call out the front office. She's going to call out the teammates. Throw Courtney Vandersloot under the bus. Doesn't really go over well with the organization. Doesn't really go over well with the teammates.
But if you think a legend like Courtney Vandersloot achieved her status by shrinking from challenges, you couldn't be more wrong. She didn't get where she is by backing down, especially not from disrespectful comments from a teammate less than half her age with a fraction of her accomplishments. Her response was a perfect reflection of her career. It was swift, surgically precise, and absolutely devastating in its understated elegance. Contrary to what people say or think, my age is actually not a factor, Vandersloot declared, her words carrying the unshakable confidence of someone who has spent over a decade silencing doubters. I am coming back, and I'm going to come back better than ever, because that's what I've done. I've put myself in a position to come back and compete, even at this age. The subtext was a thunderclap of professionalism. While Reese was busy manufacturing drama and shifting blame, Vandersloot was doing what she always does, putting in the work and letting her game and her character speak for itself. She wasn't chasing headlines. She was methodically preparing to reclaim her throne, a testament to a career built on substance, not on empty, fleeting noise.
She said, contrary to what people think, what people say or think, my age is actually not a factor. I am coming back. This is after Angel Reese said, yeah, Sloot is old. We need somebody young that can do this, that got some experience, but we need somebody young. She too old. I don't know if she can come back from that torn ACL. Sloot wasn't going for it. And I'm going to tell you right now, Courtney Vandersloot has won a title in Chicago, and she will not be playing with Angel Reese next year. I'm going to tell you that right.
This is the crucial point that Angel Reese's defenders, and perhaps Reese herself, fundamentally failed to grasp. Courtney Vandersloot operates in a different stratosphere, one where validation comes from championships and respect from peers, not from manufactured social media drama. The history books are already her loudest advocates, permanently etching her name as the all-time WNBA leader in assists per game at a staggering 6.6. She is the quintessential floor general, a visionary whose selflessness has consistently elevated every single teammate she has ever played with. A resume of that magnitude doesn't need a stamp of approval from anyone, least of all from a player who is still struggling to prove she even belongs in the same league. Reese, meanwhile, continues to use a shield of bravado to hide her glaring inefficiencies. Her alarming 3.9 turnovers per game and abysmal 39.1% shooting from the field aren't just statistics. They are indictments of an unfinished game, of raw potential being systematically undermined by carelessness and a refusal to be coached. While Vandersloot is proving how discipline extends greatness, Reese is offering a cautionary tale about how talent without refinement quickly becomes forgettable.
Angel Reese will make the WNBA bigger than the NFL in 5 years. Girl, what are you smoking? How is this going to work when she can't even sell herself? I mean, the NBA will be lucky if they even last that much longer. That's the point we're at. And who's to say Angel Reese will even be on a team in that long too? Like, this girl always will find some way to complain or feel that she is deprived of whatever right it may be. Nobody likes angels, Dawn. Like, just get it through your head. And people are gonna say, well, she's beautiful. Girl, if that is all you have for your people to back you up on, you know you're doing something wrong. Regardless of what I think, girl, do not rely on that for your whole personality.
Let's pull back and examine the full scope of the legacy Angel Reese so carelessly decided to criticize, because the numbers themselves tell a story that makes her comments look even more preposterous. Courtney Vandersloot's list of accolades isn't just impressive. It's a first-ballot Hall of Fame induction speech waiting to be written. We're talking about 5 All-Star selections, 2 championships with 2 different franchises, an incredible 7 assist titles, and the all-time single-game assist record of 18. She stands second only to the legendary Sue Bird in career regular season assists, and holds the top spot for playoff assists in league history. When she initially left Chicago after 2022, she was the franchise's all-time leader in games played, assists, and steals. Upon her celebrated return, she promptly became their all-time leading scorer, surpassing her own wife, Allie Quigley. This is the icon, the franchise cornerstone, that Reese chose to publicly disrespect, a player who even in just 7 games before her injury was averaging 10.6 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists, numbers that make Reese's entire season look amateurish by comparison. And the full extent of this disrespect was about to be unveiled.
Let us recognize 5-time All-Star, 7-time assist champion, 5-time All-WNBA, 2-time WNBA champion, 2011 All-Rookie team. Angel will not have the career that Courtney Vandersloot has had. She won't. You know why? Because I don't think the league's going to tolerate her long enough. She's going to run her mouth until she just ends up jumping from team to team until she does what I think she should do right now. Quit the WNBA and go to Unrivaled and don't come back.
The timing of Reese's verbal assault makes it not just disrespectful, but utterly unconscionable. Courtney Vandersloot suffered her devastating ACL tear just 5 minutes into the Sky's 7th game of the season, a heart-wrenching moment where she had to be helped off the court in visible and profound distress. For any teammate, let alone a supposed team leader, to then publicly question her ability to return from such a traumatic event represents a level of callousness and cruelty that has left even the most seasoned WNBA observers in a state of shock. This was not a critique of her basketball skills. It was a cold, calculated character assassination of the worst kind. The backlash from the broader basketball community was immediate and unforgiving. A wave of support from veterans and players across the league created a protective circle around Vandersloot, with many openly expressing their disbelief at Reese's audacity. Even more telling, however, has been the strategic silence and icy body language from Reese's own teammates, a clear signal of their profound displeasure. Reports have since emerged that a team meeting following the incident was intensely volatile, with inside sources suggesting the locker room chemistry is now likely damaged beyond repair.
Angel Reese doesn't touch the floor. Doesn't play in the first half, doesn't play in the second half. Oh, this is interesting. Did Tyler Marsh just say, you know what? Angel, I like the group that we have in right now. We don't need you. We're playing well. I don't know. Does Angel Reese throw a hissy fit in the locker room, says, no, I'm not playing? Kinda did that. Maybe not that exact, but she went about not playing. Yep, instead of coming to help her teammates, she would rather stick it to the Chicago Sky organization.
But perhaps the most damning indictment to emerge from this entire fiasco is how starkly it exposes the fundamental philosophical chasm between Angel Reese and Courtney Vandersloot, not just as players, but as teammates. Vandersloot has built a legendary career on a simple, powerful principle: make everyone around you better. The proof is in the data. She holds the WNBA record for team assist percentage at an incredible 75.0%, a statistic which proves that when she is on the floor, her teams move the ball and play unselfishly at a historically unprecedented level. She is the type of veteran who can walk into any locker room in the world and immediately command unwavering respect through her work ethic and actions alone. Angel Reese, by stark and stunning contrast, has cultivated a reputation for becoming toxic to team chemistry. Her pattern of publicly criticizing teammates, coaching staff, and even front office management has fostered a pervasive atmosphere of dysfunction that seems to follow her. It's no coincidence that the Sky have stumbled to a dismal 10-31 record with Reese as their supposed cornerstone. Her inability to elevate her teammates standing in direct opposition to Vandersloot's proven legacy of turning good teams into champions.
Angel Reese is an a-hole. Straight up says she just is. And this is due to immaturity, inflated ego, people gassing her up. And I blame society, really. I blame society the most of this because it's really predictable when a young person is given all this attention, given money, and all this. But the thing is, it was predictable because we know the level of talent isn't there. Yet the media kept gassing her up. Her fans kept gassing her up.
The most revealing chapter in this saga of self-sabotage arrived when Reese, after being suspended for her inflammatory comments, suddenly and conveniently developed a mysterious back injury that prevented her from playing in the second half of her scheduled return game. This transparent, almost cartoonish attempt to dodge accountability while simultaneously casting herself as a victim fooled absolutely no one and only served to further erode her credibility. While Reese was busy orchestrating this charade, Courtney Vandersloot was exactly where you'd expect her to be in the rehabilitation facility, working with the same quiet, relentless determination that has been the hallmark of her entire career. The contrast is almost poetic. In her nearly 16 seasons in the WNBA, Vandersloot has never once publicly criticized a teammate or been the source of locker room drama. Her leadership is built on a foundation of respect earned through consistent, elite performance, not on demands for attention made through manipulative media tactics. Even while sidelined, she continues to be a source of support for her team, a model of professionalism that Reese seems incapable of understanding.
Angel Reese, after playing her previous game against the Connecticut Sun, I believe, after having rest, being suspended for the Indiana Fever game, suddenly, in those 5 days off, Angel Reese's back starts acting up. Oh, my back hurts. My neck. My back. Oh, my back hurts. Angel Reese says, oh, it hurts. Interesting, Angel. Very interesting. What a weird time for your back to start acting up now. Angel Reese said, you know what, Chicago Sky? You want to suspend me for a game? Fuck it. My back hurts. Don't even worry about subbing me back in. Don't even worry about me starting the third quarter. My back hurts. Fuck y'all. I don't want to play for y'all. Leave me the hell alone.
In just 2 short seasons, Angel Reese has somehow managed to alienate nearly every corner of her own organization. Her constant public complaints about roster decisions, coaching strategies, and the capabilities of her own teammates have cultivated a toxic environment that has poisoned the well far beyond the basketball court. The fact that she specifically chose to target Vandersloot, the single most respected and accomplished veteran on the entire roster, reveals a catastrophic level of poor judgment that calls into question not just her leadership potential, but her fundamental basketball intelligence. Meanwhile, the data strongly supports Vandersloot's quiet confidence in her return. History is filled with athletes who have successfully returned from ACL injuries at advanced ages, and Vandersloot's elite conditioning, unparalleled basketball IQ, and professional approach to recovery give her every advantage. Her game was never built on explosive athleticism alone. It was founded on superior court vision, and an innate understanding of how to elevate others, qualities that only sharpen with experience.
Nobody was wondering, hey, is Courtney Vandersloot gonna be back? Will she return to old form? Nobody was even thinking about her. You brought her up and took a direct shot, and she's firing those shots back off at your ass. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is Angel Reese will not be wearing a Chicago Sky uniform next year. They don't have the pieces. They don't even have their own first round pick. They gave it up. So they don't even have the pieces to build through the draft. Free agents aren't going to want to come there. They don't want to go there to play with that team. So they are built to tank without picks. So they're in a bad.
What makes this entire situation an even more bitter pill for Chicago Sky fans to swallow is being forced to watch Angel Reese's continued on-court decline while she simultaneously points fingers at everyone but herself. Her field goal percentage has cratered to a dismal 39.1%, her turnover rate has nearly doubled, and advanced metrics paint a grim picture, suggesting the team is quantifiably worse when she is on the floor. Yet, instead of channeling her energy into fixing the glaring holes in her own game, she has opted to attack the one player on the roster who possesses the knowledge and experience that could actually help her evolve into a more complete and effective player. The relationship between Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky now appears to be irreparably fractured. Her public assault on Vandersloot was more than just a momentary lapse in judgment. It was a fundamental breach of trust that veteran players across the league will not soon forget. Vandersloot's measured, powerful response serves as a poignant reminder that in professional sports, respect is earned through character and competence, not demanded through social media followers and manufactured controversy.
I'm gonna be frankly honest. I don't think she has much talent as it is. I don't. The only thing she got going, she does have a motor. One thing you can't say is she's lazy. That's the only two redeemable qualities that she has. But the problem is her motor now is into attention. It's into trying to be famous instead of her game. She had that motor before at LSU. Also, you had Kim Mulkey holding her accountable. She hasn't had a coach holding her accountable at all until this moment.
As Courtney Vandersloot continues to prepare for her comeback with the quiet, steely determination that has defined her legendary career, Angel Reese remains trapped in a cycle of her own making, perpetually searching for someone else to blame for her own professional shortcomings. The veteran point guard has made a career out of proving her critics wrong, and there is absolutely no reason to believe this time will be any different. Reese's consistent pattern of deflecting responsibility while publicly undermining her teammates suggests her issues run far deeper than just basketball skills. They reflect a profound misunderstanding of the sacrifice, humility, and teamwork required to succeed at the highest level. The Chicago Sky are now at a critical inflection point, facing a choice that will define their future. Do they build around a proven champion who embodies winning, or do they continue to enable a player whose greatest talent seems to be generating controversy? Vandersloot's response to this entire ordeal shows precisely why one player has a cabinet full of championship trophies and the other has a long list of excuses. If you found this breakdown insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Let us know your thoughts on this entire situation in the comments below. Whose side are you on?